deep down, I don't think I've liked myself very much. I'll give you a couple of examples. When I used to play rugby and when I broke my collarbone, I used to carry on playing. When I used to spar and I used to break my ribs, I used to carry on sparring. I quite liked the pain, as if I kind of wasn't worthy of anything more.
Russell is heading for Mount Pinos after hearing about Alan Salazar, a Native American medicine man with vast experience of treating addiction.
Within the native culture and the Chumash culture, we use animals as teachers. We use animals as spirit helpers. I ask that any energy, any wisdom, any power that they have, that they're sending to me, that they send that to Russell today.
Alan Spirit Hawk Salazar. Welcome to Mount Pinos, the center of the universe for the Chumash people.
So, what do you want to try and get out of your vision quest?
I just want to feel a bit better about myself, Alan. I don't want these horrible feelings, these horrible panics I get. I just want to feel better about myself and like myself a bit more, I think.
Alan's methods will make Russell confront his subconscious. He'll use a sweat lodge, a Native American ritual that forces the subject to sit in temperatures of up to 60 degrees.
The sweat lodge is probably one of the most powerful ceremonies that you can do. It's almost like crawling back into the womb of Mother Earth. You can free your mind and visualize and think about whatever it is that you want to think about. Those negatives that are in here, that we take them out. Literally take them out right now. Throw them. To all my relatives.
To all my relatives. Whoever's up there listening, I just need to get some strength. No, I don't want to keep running away. I want to face it emotionally. So let's hope whoever's listening can, yeah, make me strong and help me to believe in myself and like myself a bit more, and hopefully, yeah, close this void up a bit.
Alan leaves Russell alone in the sweat lodge. With temperatures rising above 50 degrees, Russell is forced to contemplate his life and his low self-esteem.
However long he stays in there, that's the exact amount of time he needs to stay in there, so when he comes out, then he can face those troubles, you know, and confront those issues, those problems.
"30 minutes later, Russell emerges from the sweat lodge.
How you feel?
Yeah, I really loved it.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it, and you do think very deeply in there, don't you? It's an incredible thought process in there.
When Russell came to America, he masturbated up to 15 times a day. He now thinks he's ready to cut back drastically.
I know that I can, within time, be strong enough to cope with the low self-esteem. I know that I can pick myself up. I've learnt to accept Russell as not a bad guy. He's just got to help himself with this serial wanking. I'm going to limit myself to, you know, maximum 2 wanks a day, which I'm determined to do.
It's the middle of the night in London, and Paul's cravings to act out with his sex toys are still plaguing him.
I find it really difficult to sleep. I don't know if it's because I'm... No, it's not because I'm worried about seeing Christoph, like, tomorrow for the last time or anything. I could really fuck myself right now. But I'm not gonna. I'm gonna have to keep trying to go back to sleep again, just so I don't.
Today is Paul's final session with Christoph, and for once he's feeling positive.
Just looking forward to it in a way. I know it sounds quite bizarre, but I won't mind just to see what he's got to say.
It's been 4 days since our last session, and I wondered how you've been getting on.
I've just been focusing more on the more positive things as well, like just the good things I've just been looking at rather than taking more note of the bad things.
You're really kind of getting to the core of how to overcome this. I think that's really good. One of the things that I wanted to do this session was to talk to that part of you that needs to act out. I want you to switch from Paul sitting there and come and sit in this chair and be this, very addictive acting out part of yourself. Okay, right. Okay, I'm going to sit over here. I'd like you to tell Paul, why do you think he's needed you till now?
Because he's needed someone. Someone to rely on. I was that person, I think, that thing to rely on.
So he needs you?
He doesn't need me, he just thinks that he does.
Can you switch chairs? So would you be prepared to symbolically say goodbye to him?
I don't like you anymore. You don't do anything for me, you're crap. And I'll be a lot better without you. So hit the road.
You mean that, don't you?
I do mean that, yeah.
The sessions, are the first step in a lifelong battle for him. And the longer that he remains in recovery, the less powerful that addiction will be. But he will need to be vigilant, pretty much on a daily basis for the rest of his life.
I'm just hoping that I don't fall back again. If I do, I'll just have to think about what Christoph said and just think about all the positive things. And there's going to be a lot of low moments, but I'm just going to stick with it. What else can I do, really,
Two months on, Paul has continued to make progress in fighting his addiction. He now masturbates once a day and occasionally uses his sex toys.
Since the final session, when I got home from seeing Christoph, I threw my toys away. I actually threw about 4 of them away, so I've got 1 left now. The last time that I used the only dildo that I've got left was Tuesday, and it's like Saturday now, which is fucking amazing if you ask me.
Back home in London, Russell too has cut back.
Things have improved massively. I've gone sometimes 2 or 3 days without having a wank. So it's a vast improvement from the between 10 and 15 on a Saturday and a Sunday. I've had no cramps at all. I don't feel so bad about myself. The US was very emotional, the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, to open the boxes in my head. I feel happier about me now, and I'm wanking far, far less. So it does make sense.
Beroende precis som alla andra, och man får väl ändå säga att det är väldigt modigt av dem att ställa upp och berätta om detta. Försök nu att hålla händerna på täcket. Om du vill höra vad som händer i världen och i kanal 5, kolla då in Jenny och Andreas blogg på kanal5.se/blogg. Kommer Ryan att ge sig ut efter hämnd? Ja, det återstår att se när OC återvänder imorgon kväll klockan 8. Närmast får Kramer en lysande idé alldeles strax.